The industry has seen several disruptions, I must say, and then this includes the rise in digital platforms, artificial intelligence, machine learning, the Internet of Things, data analytics, and even the adoption of blockchain technology. These technologies, I must say, have enabled new business models, such as usage-based insurance, peer-to-peer insurance, and insurtechs. We also have digital brokers. We have all of this disrupting our traditional lines and the traditional channels. And the assessment of this risk, of course, differs from the way things were done before. And these disruptions have leveraged technology to create new models, which are more convenient, more personalized, and they enable interaction between the customers and the insurance companies and the intermediaries as well. And I'll give you an example. We at Enterprise, we used to rely solely on life planners to visit our customers and to educate them, or to visit prospective customers to educate them on the benefits of our policies. Although this was effective, but we realized that with the launch of Advantage Connect, that's our digital insurance platform, it really was a game changer and increased efficiency. And since we're able to leverage on geolocation technology, pretty much like the Uber, I must say, prospective and existing customers now connect with any life planner closest to them. So it's about convenience for them, it's about easy access, and you find out that in less than 5 minutes, you're actually able to make a purchase. You're also able to manage your policies, and at the end of the day, we're able to create tailor-made solutions that suit lifestyle. And this is just the beginning. So the point I'm making is that digital technology has come to stay, and it's a disruptor. Well, from experience, I can tell you that there are quite a number of challenges, especially when you're undergoing digital transformation. The very first and fundamental challenge is that of legacy system integration. It's a big one, and you just have to be very strategic and systematic about it in terms of managing legacy systems and infusing it with new technology. Of course, there's the human element, and that's the cultural resistance to change. We love our comfort zone. So when we have to move from our comfort zone to something that is new, no matter how good it is, you're usually met with resistance. So resistance is another challenge amongst the several challenges that traditional insurance companies face. Then there's a big piece around finding the right talent to drive digital transformation. Talent is scarce, I must say, and finding people with the right skill sets, people with the right knowledge, and people that have the right attitude is a big problem. So it's not just about understanding what it is to drive digital transformation. The skill set is very important. It's also important to have the right personality, people who are adaptable, flexible enough, and then have what it takes to drive transformation. Then there's the regulatory hurdle. That is a big piece, because even for the regulators, this is new. However, I must mention at this point that even the regulators are beginning to find ways of accommodating the challenges and supporting in managing the challenges that come with digital transformation. The last I'd like to mention, but not the least, and I'm just trying to mention a few of the challenges, is that of data privacy and security. We all know that cybersecurity is a big piece, and data privacy is another one. So these, amongst many, are the major challenges that I will say you have to find a way of overcoming when it comes to digital transformation. Modernizing legacy issues, policy administration, claims processing, they're very difficult. And technology, as we all know, is difficult. So integrating then becomes a big piece. Effective integration of legacy systems with new digital tools, it requires a strategic approach. And there's no one size fits all. And one method is to utilize middleware solutions, which serve as bridges between the old and the new system. Another viable strategy may be that of microservices architecture, which enables incremental updates without needing a comprehensive overhaul of your system. You could also try the hybrid, which is modernizing the courses management system and integrating with digital layers. So clearly, there's no one size fits all. It depends on the situation and the approach you want to have. But it's very important at the end of the day to take a very strategic approach. And regardless of the strategy, it is clear, like I mentioned earlier, that you need a clear digital strategy. That's the starting point. And establishing partnerships, prioritizing data integration, deploying robust APIs are critical if you want to have seamless data exchange across your platforms. And so my advice or my recommendation will be that of a phased approach, because you need to continuously test, get feedback, and ensure that you have a system that runs smoothly and effectively. At the end of the day, you do not want to stop your business because you want to migrate to a digital platform. So you just have to find a way of ensuring that there's a seamless yet strategic approach to integration or to transformation, digital transformation. From my viewpoint, fostering a culture of innovation, it requires several strategic initiatives. You need strong leadership because the leadership has to be committed. You need to be able to communicate very clearly the importance of digital transformation. If you're not able to communicate it clearly, then there's going to be chaos. People generally don't thrive well when there's inadequate communication, lack of proper communication, or ambiguity. So the executive communication has to be very clear. The importance of it has to be well stated, and resources have to be allocated to support innovation. If you're not ready to go through the routine, then you might end up not having a well thought out strategy that can be well executed. It's important to empower employees to take risks, because in digital transformation, you've got to be ready to take risks. And one crucial thing also is that since it's going to be a phased out approach, you must celebrate small wins, because it's the small wins that lead to and encourage the big wins. So it's crucial that you cultivate a culture of innovation and encourage people to take risks. And I would also say that there needs to be training in design thinking and agile methodologies. When you have, or when an organization is undergoing digital transformation, you need to be able to create cross-functional teams that drive collaboration and drive innovation. And so I would say that in all of this, efforts would also have to be rewarded alongside establishing very clear goals and metrics for the digital initiatives. So it's essential that you're able to promote a culture that embraces change, continuous improvement, risk-taking, being able to own up to decisions, and more importantly, communicating very clearly. Well, I would say that whatever insurance companies choose to do, one thing is very clear. It has to be linked to return on investment. And so in prioritizing investments, it should be investments that align with the strategic objectives and offer highest return on investment. And so I would say that the initial focus should really be technologies that enhance user experience, and such as mobile apps, customer platforms, and so on. Here at Enterprise, what we've been able to do with the Advantage Connect platform is that we're able to directly interface with the customers, and the impact of that is customer satisfaction and customer retention. And of course, you know that there's a direct link between customer satisfaction, customer retention, and return on investment. And so there's a need to invest in data analytics that give you insights into customer behavior, that help you understand how to improve on decision making, and also help you improve on how to make the customer happy. Ultimately, it's about the customer. It's about retaining the customers you have, ensuring that you're able to serve the customers more efficiently, more effectively, and ensuring that the customer is happy. And of course, that directly links to a higher return on investment. Additionally, I will say that there's a need to invest in AI tools that will, at the end of the day, help you gain insights into yields, will also help you streamline your operations, and will help you reduce costs. Lastly, I would also recommend that partnering with insurtechs, because at the end of the day, it's about collaboration. It's about innovation, and when you're able to collaborate, you reduce costs. You have extra mileage, and at the end, it's a huge cost savings, and that will ultimately improve investments. Going back to the last conversation, there's a saying that it's 5 times easier to retain an old customer than to get a new one. And your customer experience is what will speak to you, it will speak to your business, and it will enhance your business, because a good customer will spread the word. A bad customer will spread the experience, and at the end of the day, it will impact on the business. Now, linking that with the question you asked me around the African market and the specific needs and the kind of features and functionalities, I will say to you that the African market is a peculiar market, and the features and the functionalities have to cater to region-specific needs. I'm bold to say that because in my experience, especially in enterprise, enterprise has subsidiaries across across West Africa, and I can tell you that the experience is different, and there are peculiarities to each market. And so, one thing I would say that we have in common is the fact that you need to understand the culture to be able to create apps that will meet the needs and sync with the culture. And it's important to understand that ease of use is very important. Simple, intuitive interfaces is also very important. Optimize for low bandwidth connection. We know the peculiarity of our market. And so we also require offline capabilities as well as localized content. So all these things have to be considered when you are creating apps, especially for the Nigerian market. And they have to be considered in the features and the functionalities. I would also add that flexible payment options, including mobile money and simple onboarding processes, as well as personalized service, will help. At the end of the day, you want apps that are quick and easy to use, very convenient, and they ease claim payments and processing, and they provide transparent and simple customer information especially around their policy. And they give 24/7 customer support. Personalized recommendation would also be very helpful. At the end of the day, what you want are functional apps that provide very simple, convenient user experience that make the customer, that endear the customer to you and want to make the customer keep coming back. In this climate, having bite-sized products, easy to understand, is very important. And these are things that have to be considered in providing functionalities into the apps. The first thing is to adopt a user-centric design approach. So you don't build a solution that you think a customer would like. It is understanding the customer and putting yourself in the shoes of the customer, or using the customer to design the app. Because, and of course, this will lead to clean, uncluttered interface that just highlights the essential features and provides the right functionalities. And that's all you need. There's a saying around having something simple and stupid. So anybody will understand and use. And that's how to strike a balance. It's about balance. Because when you talk about your customer, you have varied customers. Like you said, you have the Gen Zs, you have the young ones, you have the millennials, and then you have the older ones who are not very savvy, but you still need to cater for them and you need to be able to support their needs. And in all of this, if you adopt a user-centered design approach, you have to be able to do extensive testing because the customer segment is critical to ensuring that the app is accessible and is engaging. So the testing with diverse customer segments is the key to striking that balance. AI and machine learning has disrupted the world. I can tell you that. And if it's done that, insurance can be different. I think we're jumping in a bit late, but it's not too late. And so I'm bold to say that AI and machine learning will have a transformative impact on insurance in Africa. And it is doing that already because it's enabling personalized products, easily accessible products, streamlining operations. And those are the tenets of transformation. AI will help you analyze different data sources. It will help your underwriting improve. And you are able to aggregate data for mobile usage. You were able to get access to satellite imagery. That's what you need really for underwriting. Even the unbanked and small businesses, they will benefit from this. AI expands coverage to the underserved segment. So AI is a powerful tool. You have chatbots, you have virtual assistants, and these are tools that we are deploying now. I'm bold to say that we're deploying this in enterprise, and it has transformed our business. And when it comes to technology, I think we're one of the companies that are there and disrupting the landscape. We provide 24/7 customer support in different languages. I can tell you that our customer service center is not even on site, yet we're able to provide support to our customers as much as we can. Machine learning algorithm can detect fraud more accurately, and it would also help to optimize pricing. So really, over time, you find out that AI enables a shift from the traditional indemnity-based insurance to more proactive, preventive, and risk mitigating insurance. The regulatory landscape in Africa has evolved to accommodate the growth in insurance technology. A lot of the regulatory bodies are now adopting a framework that supports digital innovation. And I will say, even our regulators, NICOM, for instance, has established sandboxes to encourage innovation where whilst ensuring there's customer protection, let me put it that way. And this evolution presents a lot of opportunities, especially in developing new products and services that meet the regulatory standards and also address the market needs. Because it's important to understand that in all of this, the customer is at the heart of it, and it's about addressing the market needs. However, there are challenges, and the challenges include varying regulations across countries, and this sort of complicates cross-border operations. That is one major challenge we still have. Insurers are also grappling with data privacy issues and cyber security, as well as issues around anti-money laundering. So in the context of digital insurance, these are some of the challenges that we and the regulators are currently still faced with. But on a positive note, there's been a rise in insurtech, I must say, and there's increase in financial inclusion, making more insurance available and accessible and affordable. So our regulators must just help us navigate these complexities whilst ensuring that they also enforce compliance and they foster growth and innovation. From experience, I would say there's no one size fits all. You have to adopt a multi-pronged approach to drive adoption. Adoption is always a challenge in any space. And so you have to be very creative when it comes to driving adoption and encouraging customers to adopt or try on new things. You must be able to offer customers some compelling or tempting discounts. Things like loyalty points, like getting them to earn discounts that they can use. You need partnerships that you can also, that will be like bonuses that will form part of what you're bundling into the technology you want them to adopt. And if all of these are done, then it increases the chance of adoption. And so providing a very clear proposition to customers, which also will be linked to convenience, speed, and maybe personalized service is very important in driving adoption. Whether we like it or not, we have to still leverage on what we use currently. We use life planners, we use agents, and so we also need to use them to drive the adoption. So it's a collaborative approach, especially when it comes to innovation. And at the end of the day, the training is needed to support the drive in this direction. Lastly, I would say that targeted marketing also helps to drive adoption. You need to be able to boost awareness. You need to be able to drive that awareness, and you need to monitor. Monitoring is very important. Gathering customer feedback is also important, and it helps to improve their experience over time. Building trust requires strong commitment. It also requires a lot of transparency on how data that is collected will be used. So insurers need to be very clear about their data practices. They need to obtain explicit customer consent and not take it for granted. And they need to also be careful and control how the customer data is shared. There's need to invest in robust cybersecurity measures like encryption, multi-factor authentication, and regular penetration testing. Insurers have to be very, very proactive in this regard, detecting and responding to data breaches. So partnering with trusted technology providers and adhering strictly to industry security standards is very important. And these are the things that will boost customer confidence. Ultimately, the insurers should demonstrate that they prioritize the customer and the customer privacy as well as their security as much as innovation and convenience is very important. That's the only way to build trust. I think the regulatory landscape, like I mentioned earlier, is changing and it will continue to change. The regulators, I must say, are more open to innovation. And that's the reason why they created sandboxes. And in addition to that, even the regulators are now beginning to encourage a lot of insurtechs and license a lot of insurtechs and innovation around technology. The NICOM has what we call the BIMA Lab. Part of the responsibility of the BIMA Lab is to drive innovation, to take feedback from the market, and to support digital transformation. I think that to get them to continue to do this will just involve engaging the regulators a lot more. And because the more we engage the regulators, the more they understand the customer perspective and the more they're happy to support any drive that will deepen insurance penetration, expand the network, and drive digital transformation as well. So the customer is at the center of it. Without the customer, there will be no company, there will be no regulator. So it's important that all stakeholders embrace any drive that will lead to an increase in penetration and drive customer satisfaction and customer experience. I will say yes. that it's not possible to drive digital transformation in an industry alone. It's about collaboration. And there's a space for insurtechs. And there's plenty of space for insurtechs. It's about having a strategic approach and a phased out approach, like I mentioned earlier. But because the insurtechs have the technology and the drive, the traditional have the experience and a bit of the knowledge, collaborating will allow both parties layer well in being able to drive that transformation and ultimately create the user experience that the customer so desires. So there's plenty of room, but it's about collaboration. That's the word. I will start by saying that we at Enterprise, we believe that insurance should not be a one-size-fits-all situation. And that's the inspiration behind the Advantage Connect app. And so that came as a desire to make insurance more accessible and user-friendly. And we wanted to create a platform that goes beyond the general insurance and connects the skilled life planner to us, to the customer, and also allows the customer to interface directly with us if he wants to. And we also seek to be able to provide personalized solutions that meet the unique customer needs. More so, we wanted young Nigerians to start paying attention to the value of financial planning, because they underestimate the advantage they get from financial planning. And this was why our approach to insurance is basically on a needs-based approach. Hence the deployment of the Advantage Connect app, which is the solution that puts the power in the hands of the customer via the app and allows the customer to connect to the life planner, who is able to advise on the kind of solution the customer will need, and also able to support the customer in purchasing a life insurance solution. So it's just not about insurance. It's about being with the customer, offering personalized service at the customer's convenience, and staying with the customer all through life's journey. And that's the essence of the Advantage Connect app. Okay, so typically we receive a notification on the app that a customer has requested for a life planner, and it's always someone close to the customer. After the notification, we check for the customer details on the app and message the customer, and then we'll start chatting with the customer. Then put a call through to the customer and fix an appointment to enable us to understand the needs better. For us, the most important element in the process is to listen to the customer and understand the needs of the customer, because we are then only able to create a tailor-made solution from our understanding of the needs of the customer. The app is available both on iOS and Google Play Store, so it's easily accessible. Customers can download and they have access to us, and that's just the process. My final thoughts will be that digital transformation is no longer an option, and that's the truth. So we traditional insurers just need to understand that it has become a necessity, especially in this competitive age where things are rapidly changing and insurance landscape is also rapidly evolving. And so we need to embrace technologies like AI, like mobile, cloud, and we need to be able to deliver superior customer service and superior customer experience. We need to be able to drive operational efficiency. We need to be able to expand coverage to the underserved customers. Ultimately, successful digital transformation requires a holistic approach and a very strategic approach that combines technology, innovation, and cultural change. Cultural change is very important. We need to be able to upskill our employees, and we need to have a customer-centric mindset. At this point, I will say that it's important to strike the right balance between innovation and trust, and earning customer trust. And this is what will help to position you very well in this new digital era. That will be my final words.